Hey, it's New Comics Fun Time. Some new comics came out. Here are our favorites. We figure you'll like them as well. You picked up Daredevil, brand new issue 1. What did you think about it?
Daredevil just came out. It's #1 issue, but this is not a reboot. They're just bringing Daredevil back, and it's kind of just picking up from where it left off. He's chasing after this villain called the Spot, and it does open up with a pretty cool fight, but it really doesn't do much. The art is great, especially the scenes that try and envision what it is like to be blind. In addition to the art being really good, the issue is really exciting because I really want to see where they're going with it, because the last page has a really, really exciting cliffhanger. I'm not going to tell you what it is. You have to pick up this and find out for yourself.
Very compelling.
And I know.
I don't like Daredevil at all since the Ben Affleck thing. And Colin Farrell is
He looks nothing like Ben Affleck.
It kind of ruined it for me. I'm never going to read it again. Instead, I'm going to stick to, you know, guys who ride bears, like Reed Gunther over here. Issue 2 just came out in July, so I went out and picked up issue 1. And Reed Gunther rides bears and saves ladies from snakes.
I rode a bear once at a carnival. It was a ride called Bear Fair. It cost 2 tickets.
So Reed Gunther is just a lot of fun. There's no serious, compelling storyline here. There's no, you know, really cryptic art styles and no golden age stuff. It's seriously just about a cowboy traveling the desert, riding a big old bear. Now, we don't really know how he got to be friends with the bear or why the bear likes the cowboy, but just describing this is awesome because of how silly it is. He meets up with this girl, he likes her very much. So he decides to go ahead and find out what's killing all of her cows. Turns out it's a giant snake, and that is the entire issue. It's just that simple. Image Comics came out with Reed Gunther. They also came out with Gladstone, so I'm a big fan of them right now. Until I read this, the Nightly News. This is actually a reprint. It is one of the most disturbing comics I've read in a long time. It's basically V for Vendetta meets sniping, because the whole thing is about how the media ruins everybody's life. And ironically, it's in a comic book, which I'm sure isn't a coincidence. This poor dude right here, he's never really given a name, but he's given the codename Hand. He meets up with this other guy who's working on behalf of a guy called The Voice. And basically, it's their job to liberate us from traditional media. How do they go about doing that? With bullets, by killing people. You know, I liked Reed Gunther a lot more than I liked the Nightly News. I like, you know, happy people riding on bears instead of people getting sniped right outside of Times Square because their family was featured on CBS.
Speaking of people getting sniped, remember when Spider-Man got sniped?
Yes, I do, Gerald.
So a couple weeks back, Marvel killed Spider-Man. What now? Well, they released an all-new series, starting with the first issue, The Fallout of Spider-Man's death. This basically picks up right where it left off with the death of Spider-Man. This explains pretty much the entire aftermath, including probably one of the saddest scenes in comic book history, Spider-Man's funeral. Tony Stark put on an extravagant funeral that Aunt May really didn't want. And Steve Rogers apologizes for Spider-Man's death, as if he had something to do with it.
Well, he did. He totally did.
Yes, he did, but he disappeared. So maybe there's more to that. So I'm really excited to see what's his role in all of this really has been.
You know, it's interesting how this comes out right around Amazing Spider-Man, the trailer for the movies coming out, because a lot of people are talking about the death of Spider-Man and the ultimate fallout, the Avengers, how Captain America and Spider-Man are intertwined, but nobody's really talking about the film Amazing Spider-Man. Kind of want to know why. So the ultimate fallout basically is life without Spider-Man. We can assume that it's going to be a pretty depressing comic book series, so unless you're really into Spider-Man and the character development, I'd, you know, exit off completely. It does say that the next issue, I think it has Thor on the back, and he's just running rampant, so there's action involved. We just don't know how it's going to take off without Spider-Man being there. I'm sure Steve Rogers is going to have to do something.
Maybe Captain America versus everyone else. Maybe Captain America actually did do something wrong. Just gotta wait and find out. Thor versus Captain America, calling it right now.
Nope.
Okay.